This is Miriam, and you're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton.
You know what I got? I got a picture of his face with the little pillow on, the sleep face, and we're in Chicago.
Are they already in Chicago?
The one and only Leo Biaz. Hey, Leo.
I'm excited to be back, my man. It was 9 days in Vegas. We got stuck in the desert, and we had a little hangover remix out there, man.
I wore a wig to school once, and they said no headgear was allowed.
How did the
Spiderweb
was it
tights.
Obvious that it was a wig?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was having
terrible
fun.
wig.
See, this is exactly why we have them on the show, and this is what makes them fun.
You're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, 92.1 FM.
The views and opinions expressed in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of KXVS, the voice of Stockton, or its parents, affiliates, management, and staff.
KXVS LP Stockton.
And welcome to Lions We Serve Live. Here's your host, Connie O'Day.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Connie, or I should say Lion Connie O'Day, and I am here today with one of our local councilmen from Supervisor, excuse me,
County Supervisor.
San Joaquin County Supervisor here in Stockton, California, and this is Supervisor Tom Patti.
Thank you, Connie. So glad to be here with you.
I am glad you're here, too. Tom has had a wonderful background in working in the community, not only being a county supervisor, but working on many other projects and with other organizations, and has been... I have to put my glasses on so I can just really read all these wonderful things. He currently is a member of the National Federation of Independent Business Owners. He is CEO of his company, Delta Cranes.
Yes.
And he also is with the Stockton Builders Exchange and with the San Joaquin County Farm Bureau. And he has had just a wonderful passion for developing Stockton, for its safety and for its youth and education. And it just so happened that something happened here in our community where Tom stepped up and was an outstanding citizen. And I'm going to let him tell you about this incident. It has been in our paper here, but it's one of the things that when we talk about caring about your community and caring about those in your community, sometimes we really do step up, and sometimes we get hurt, sometimes we don't. But I would like Tom to tell us about what happened to him.
Well, thank you, Connie. I appreciate you having me on the show. We were already scheduled to be on the show, and I didn't want to bail on you, just even though I had a little incident and some injuries over the weekend. First, let me tell you, Lions Club, I'm a proud Rotarian, and a lot of Rotarians are Lions and back and forth.
We work with Rotarians,
too. I know. You guys are the heroes in the community as well, just as much.
You.
And even though I had a little situation on Friday, I mean, every single day we have police, we have deputies, and we have firefighters that risk their lives for the general public, people they don't even know, and they do it selflessly.
Exactly.
So I respect and appreciate them, and I've had some instances in the past where I've been able to spring into action. There was a house fire close to my office about a year and a half ago, and there was a gal trapped in the backyard, and I kicked down a couple fences and got her out, and I felt good about that.
Well, yes, definitely.
So there's little things you can do. So on Friday evening, and mind you, I'll preface, a lot of the situations a little foggy to me because I got hit pretty bad.
Oh, my.
And there's a blackout stage to it, so some of my memory is not so good. But I do know that I was parked, I was stopped in my vehicle, and a car came to a screeching halt in the middle of the street right next to me, just stopped right dead next to me. And there's a female driver, and she just started getting punched and pummeled.
Oh my gosh!
Mercilessly and violently by somebody in the back seat, a big male. And I mean, extreme. It was violent. It was extreme. It wasn't just a smack on the head. Was
this a middle-aged woman or a young woman?
I would say a young gal.
Okay.
And just keeping really bad company with some bad people. So I had gotten out of my car and from what I remember, she was out of her car screaming for help. She got a little separation. She screamed for help, and then the guy in the back seat gets out, and he becomes violent and aggressive towards me. So I'm now, I got to create some separation for her to run or do whatever she needs to do to preserve herself. But now I'm confronting him and whoever else is in the car. So while he's being aggressive, he's challenging me, he's verbally, making threats to me.
Right.
I know I'm in a bad situation. So as he's making this aggressive action towards me and being intimidating, I defend myself.
Right.
And I don't really know what happened. Somebody or something hit me from behind at that point. I know that it was a struggle, it was a fight, but at that point, I don't know what happened. I know that there was just, all of it's a little foggy because something hit me pretty bad. So I just came from a doctor, and it looks like I've got a broken orbital socket and a broken nose and a lot of swelling. There was a lot of bleeding and such.
A lot of bruising too, I see.
And I was unconscious for a spell. So
did anybody else stop on that road?
There was nobody there. It was a deserted road. There was nobody there at that time of the night. It was just a little downtown street. So I gathered myself. I'm experienced in life, and I gathered myself and got a couple clean rags from my car and some water, and I stopped the bleeding and put some pressure on the eye and assessed the situation and finished my night. So that's the best I can offer from what I recall.
Well, when you had passed out, right?
I'd say more on the side of knocked out.
Yeah, and then was the girl gone when?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that whatever I was doing with these assailants was giving her space to get clear.
Well, that's
so
excellent.
What she chose, the company she chooses to keep is her business. What she chose to do from that point forward, if she ran away or if she got back in the car with these violent individuals, I don't know. I would hope that she needs to make better choices in her life with who she associates with, because the brutality that she was being dealt is unacceptable, and I'll never sit by for something like that. I'll never ever sit by when somebody's going to do that to a girl.
Well, that's very commendable, Tom. I mean, so many people, like we were talking before, so many people see bad things happening in our community and they just let it go by. They do nothing. They don't report it to the police. They don't report it to anybody, and they just go on their way. And sometimes people are hurt. Sometimes homes are robbed. People sometimes are even killed. Sure. And you stepped up to the plate there, and you probably saved that woman's life if she did get away from those people.
Yeah, I honestly, I know that what was going on was very bad and very threatening for her well-being, and in spite of any risk to myself, I just like so many other people, I helped out. So, and again, you look at every single day and every single night, we've got police officers, we've got sheriff deputies that step in the line of danger. Domestic violence is the worst call you're going to get, because you never know.
The police and sheriffs get lots and lots of domestic violence.
And that situation can all of a sudden turn where both parties are against you, even though you're interceding to try to be a peacemaker and settle down a disturbance.
Exactly.
So, every day our officers are threatened and dealing with perilous, dangerous situations. I just had a little moment where I could help out and create separation between the violence that was happening to this girl and what soon became directed toward me.
Well, I think if I can interject a few things, and to everyone out there, like Lions, we're always there to serve. We're ready to help people. And sometimes we do have to step up to the plate when we see things that are not right, and to really take action. And sometimes it could be a very dangerous situation, like you were assaulted. But again, a lot of times people can just call 911. They can call the police and notify somebody that something bad is going on. And I know that you've worked a lot in the community towards safety,
right,
and safety of your community, and that you do have a wonderful background of being a community servant.
Thank you.
And I know you
Many of us do. I'm just one of many.
Well, we're addressing what you've done as a wonderful example, though you did get injured, and so sorry about that. So sorry.
Injuries heal. It's okay.
Right.
Thank you, though.
But that woman could have been killed. And who knows? You don't know where she went or anything, but you might have prevented that. And that's very commendable.
Well, I know one thing. I diverted the attack from her toward it, and it came to me.
Yeah.
So that's the situation that I needed to do at the time, because she was in a real bad situation.
Well, one of the things that Tom has done in our community here, and what he foresees in the future of our community, is the safety of our community, right?
Absolutely.
And
true.
and you're a fine example of stepping up to the plate. And it's when I know you have a background in professional boxing, correct?
I did some amateur boxing years ago.
Right.
Like 35 years ago. It was
Well,
so long.
you know what? Something like that really puts strength in you and gives a person commitments, and gives a person the knowledge of knowing about perhaps danger and other people's danger.
Well, you know what it does, Connie? I'll tell you. I'll share.
Okay.
Just like officer, you work with a lot of people in the military, of course, and what you do is you learn to control your feelings of fear and your emotions, and you step up and you do what you have to do when
Right.
you have to do it. It's not that you want to do it. I didn't want to be part of this situation. I didn't want that car to pull up next to me. I didn't want to have to intercede. I didn't want her to be under a violent attack. But because all of these circumstances happened and I was the only person there that could help her, instead of running away and saying, let's go call the police, she could have been, who only knows what could have happened to her between now and when the police would have responded.
Exactly.
So in spite of fear, or in spite of concern for myself, I knew that I had to that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's granddaughter. And somewhere I would hope that she's making a better decision about the people she's associating with.
Well, I know what you're talking about, like with our law enforcement, our city police, our fire department, our sheriff's department, who go out on domestic violence.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're going to do an arrest or serve a warrant or a subpoena or something, and they're attacked.
Yeah.
And they're ready to handle the situation. Now, I spent 10 years with the California Youth Authority as a correctional officer.
Yes.
I learned Aikido, a martial arts.
Sure.
And I also learned some judo and self-defense. And even though that was a long time ago,
Right.
that kind of...
It's a foundation.
it is a foundation. It's a foundation of taking care of things,
Mm-hmm.
and you adjust you look at situations, but yet you don't have that kind of fear of backing off. You have the feeling inside you got to take care of things, and I think that's where a lot of us who are volunteers, the Lions, like yourself as a supervisor in the county and work that you've done, it's built in us to care about others.
Right.
And it's so easy for people to close their eyes, not do anything in your community, not do anything for anybody, but for yourself maybe. But when you can get out of yourself and into looking at what other people need or give help, that's what makes a good volunteer, makes a good community service person. Right. And with your background and the love and the concern you have in your heart, it's what may have motivated you to help this person.
Well, and as you know, I'm just one of many that in the community groups like Lions and Rotary, one of our tenets is service above self. And again, you look at our police officers, you look at firefighters, you look at our deputies, every single day, service above self. They're there to protect and serve the public, no matter what perilous situation may unfold. And you never know. You have to always, it's a razor thin edge of what can or can't happen.
Exactly.
So it's a very delicate balance as well. So you're mediator, you're moderator, you're interpreter, you're kind of receiving what's the environment around you, the risks, the threats, there's assessment, and there's times that, God forbid, there's action that you need to take, and it is service above self.
Exactly. And that's what, getting back to like volunteers in the community. I know that you've done some things here in our community.
I'm on Crime Stoppers. I'm on the board of directors for Crime Stoppers. I think this weekend I was Crime Stopper of the night.
Well, years ago, I was on the mayor's crime prevention committee for juveniles. And when you're working with your community in these kinds of positions, like with the Crime Stoppers, you really give a lot to the community.
Yeah.
Because it's not just our police departments, our fire departments, our sheriff's departments. It's not just them that can make our communities safe. I know a lot of things that Lions do, working with our youth. Like we have a student speaker contest that is here in California.
Sure.
And this gives students an opportunity of self-expression, building self-confidence, and getting away from possibly being a target for gangs, and because it turns their head another direction.
Sure.
And when Lions get out in the community, like yourself get out in the community with the organizations you belong to, we're bringing our communities more together into more wholesomeness. And I want to say I'm very proud that you are here in our community and have done the wonderful things you do.
And Connie, you bring up a great point, because there are a lot of people that serve the community in multiple capacities. But in all honesty, think about the heroes that coaches are. The people that the role model that a coach in multitudes of sports. People, I've been lucky to coach baseball and different sports, and just volunteer to help out. And to this day, I'll see some of the kids that I taught years ago that they have respect and appreciation, and they, if I was a good coach and I had a good relationship with them, I set a good example, then it's a role model for them. And you never know what influence can be impressionable on a young developing boy or girl that leads to a good outcome in their life. So really, there are so many people that volunteer and donate. I remember one of my baseball coaches that was at Hoover Tyler. I remember him telling me he'd coached like 30-something years over there.
Oh, I bet
just
he saw a lot of
plus,
kids.
It was like 32, 35 years, just generations of kids that he trained. He was coaching just at Little League. He was coaching the kids of kids he used to coach, when you think about that.
Now, was he coaching as a volunteer or coaching at the school?
Just volunteer.
For 35 years.
Over 30 years. And he had a baseball cap that he proudly had all the buttons on. And it was just all covered with metal. And he was just, I remember him, I was like, "You're still coaching?" And he's like, I do it every year for the kids. So you got to appreciate those types of people that step up.
Exactly.
We all could sit back, eat ice cream, watch TV, and be lazy. And we might be fine, but what's happening outside your door? Exactly. Are you engaged? Are you making a difference? And that's one thing when I have a little 8-year-old daughter, I have to constantly ask and try to set an example for her so that she's engaged to make a difference. And in her life, will she be a quiet, timid soul, or will she step up and have that perhaps example or motivation to make a difference as well?
Well, if she follows what you're doing, and you're an example that is just wonderful, I think she'll do very well. I've seen her already, and she is quite a young lady. Thank you.
I'm proud of her. As every parent is proud of their kids.
She is really great. When you're talking about baseball, the Lions has an organization that some of our members belong to that have visual impairment, and it's called Beep Baseball.
Okay.
They use a ball that makes a sound, and when the sound gets close, they swing the bat. And one of my members, Jennifer Gass, she's blind, and she is a national champion in beep ball.
Bless her heart.
And Stockton hosts Lions. You know them very well. I used to belong to them, and a few years back, we hosted one day doing lunch and everything when they had the national championships or the state championships here in Stockton for the beep ball.
Right.
And we have people that are constantly coming out and coaching and helping with that. And whether you're blind, vision impaired or other students, it's great to have those kind of organizations. And
Absolutely.
Those kind of,
gives you a chance to shine. Takes
Right.
a person from one circumstance and gives them an ability to rise above and to excel and do more, accomplish more, and have some self-esteem and have some self-worth that they've met their challenges. I teach my daughter, I constantly reinforce to her, it's not what happens in life, it's how you deal with it. And so it's just a little simple, basic thing, but it's really true. And I saw a poster. I think 10% of life is what happens, and 90% is how we react to it.
Exactly.
And that's probably pretty accurate.
Well, that's very true. And I'd like you to all know a little better introduction for Tom Patti. He is supervisor here in San Joaquin County, here in California, because we're a lot of my viewers are all over the world.
Sure.
And his district covers Lathrop and Manteca and Stockton, Californias. Yes. And let's see, you've been on our county council since 2017 or earlier?
I'm served just over 1 year. So I won the election the end of 2017, serving, I'm sorry, the end of 2016, serving my first year was 2017. So I have a 4-year term.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, we're very proud to have you on our county council.
Well, better than that, county supervisor.
Oh, county supervisor! I'm so sorry. Forgive me.
No, it's fine. We are a council of sorts. So we're a board.
Supervisor.
We're board. We're a board.
Right.
Okay, the board of supervisors. So
right.
I'm one of. We have outstanding board members, and in reality, this situation that I was caught in this weekend, I apologize. I'm not in any capacity wanting more attention for myself as a supervisor. We have 4 other outstanding supervisors that are equally dedicated to their community, their constituents, and representing the county and the county's best interests, every day. So
Yes,
I applaud and I appreciate it. And I work with such great company that I strive to be as good of a supervisor as they are.
Well, that's wonderful. They are very good.
We have some good supervisors, yeah.
And I just want to thank you. I know you're busy and you have another.
I got to go to the doctor and find out if we're going to do. We have to see if we're going to do an emergency surgery on the eye socket. So.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to go examine and have a meeting with some doctors right now.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing this incident with us. We really appreciate that. And like I said, you are a wonderful servant of this community and a good example. And I thank you very much.
Well, just like you.
We're
going to make a difference. So
we definitely are.
Thank you. And we'll come back again, of course, and just chat about other things in the community for sure.
Well, there's so many things I'd like to talk to you about with your ideas in education and in crime fighting and so forth in the community.
Vocational training. We
Yes.
need more and more and open it up to a wide array throughout the community, whether it be in high school, even junior high school, start to expose kids to the possibilities of career paths that are ahead, and then there's 18 to 24 and above.
Right. You are on the board for our Community College Foundation.
Delta College Foundation.
Right.
Yeah, I am.
Delta College is our community college here in Stockton, and they do have quite a few trades classes there, which is wonderful.
Right. We want to educate kids about that pathway.
Yes.
Because you really, it's hard to look at a brochure and look at welding. Well, do you know welding right now? You're making $120,000 a year plus benefits.
Oh yes.
That's a career.
Oh, that's
an opportunity.
It's a wonderful career.
But you wouldn't really know about it. But maybe if you're introduced to it when you're 13, 14 years old,
exactly.
Then you have an idea. It's like I can do that. That's a career path for me.
We need more shop classes in junior high,
and they're doing it. They are
yes.
expanding it. Mm-hmm. One thing I would say, just talking about this, and I really light up talking about education. The greatest lie these kids are being told, and it's repeated often, and I say this all the time to expose the absolute complete fallacy. This fallacy goes: choose a career you love, and you'll never work a day of your life. We hear it all the time. It's not do what you love. It's love what you do.
Exactly.
There's a big difference. One is perspective and reality, and the other is a fantasy. Because unless you happen to get lucky and get hired as an ice cream taster at your favorite ice cream store, and you're paid an exorbitant amount of money, the reality is work is work. You put in an honest day's work, you get paid a good wage, and you provide for your family. You want to drive a nice car, you want to live in a nice house, you want to have kids, then choose a career that provides you the possibilities that you see for yourself. All the things that you want for yourself.
Excellent.
So I'm really getting strong about getting that message out to mentor a next generation of all the possibilities that they may not be aware of yet.
Well, my club is the Stockton San Joaquin Lions Club. And if we could do anything to assist with that, because that's one of our goals also for all of our whole district, please call on us.
Outstanding.
Because we are ready to serve, because that's what our motto is worldwide, is we serve.
We serve. Yep,
Yes.
we all do. So thank you, Connie. Really a pleasure.
Thank you very much. And bless you.
And pardon the glasses.
Oh,
because
that's
of the,
all right. Well, he's
because of the
kind
bruising.
of swollen up here.
It's pretty bad. So in
Okay.
time it'll heal, as all wounds do. But
Well, please
but we
come
move
back
on.
when you're healed up and feel better, and you can stay longer.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. I will.
All right.
right.
Thank you
Cheers.
so much. Okay, bye.
My name is Josh, and you're listening to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, 92.1 FM. Catch us live on Facebook, YouTube, and the TuneIn app.
Stepped up to help, and he was injured, but there's a good possibility he saved someone's life last night when this occurred. And so now I want to turn over to some other information. I want to give a shout out to one of our viewers, Monique. She is a member of the Sisters of the White Cane organization. It's a group of wonderful women. The majority are visually impaired. I'm a member myself, though I'm not visually impaired. And what they do is they help to bring pride to those with vision impairment and do a lot of things in the community to help seniors and help others and to help youth. So I went to one of my Sisters of the White Cane sisters is Monique, and I want to say hi, Monique, and I hope you're watching our show today. For all of you that are Lions worldwide, you do know that we're still celebrating our centennial year. That means we are celebrating 100 years of Lions serving communities and dedicated to the people in our communities. And every Lions Club has been given a challenge. And I'm going to repeat those challenges today because I think they're so important for us to remember. And maybe we've got some new viewers today. And there are four challenges that our international office has given to every Lions Club throughout the world. One challenge is engaging our youth. And what that means is support youth in your community or inspire the next generation of volunteers by inviting Leos. Now, Leos are teenagers that are in high school and that have created a club just like Lions, but they're called Leos. And they have to do community service work. And I know the Leos here in Stockton, California, and throughout my district, MD4A1, they're all very, very busy doing wonderful things in the community. And to help the youth in our local youth in each one of our communities to create projects that they can do and to help them. The other challenge is sharing the vision. Now, this is to prevent future cases of unnecessary blindness through vision screenings and educational events, and give the gift of sight through projects that benefit those who are blind or living with low vision in your community. Like I mentioned, and gave a shout out to Monique, and she's a member of the Sisters of the White Cane. They are not Lion members, but our Lions Club Stockton San Joaquin Lions supports them very much and helps them, and we have future plans of working together, and their whole purpose is to help those with vision impairment, adults and youth. And so this is something that can be done in your community, education, or to spread the word how Lions collect eyeglasses, and we help people who cannot afford surgeries. We do have eye clinics throughout the world to help those without insurance and in very great need of having medical care. Another one of the 4 challenges is relieving the hunger. We see hunger around us all the time, not just in third worlds, but right here in our United States of America, or in Canada, or in South America, or in Italy, and in Norway, and other countries where our Lions clubs are. We see hunger everywhere. And the challenge is to protect and improve our environment to make our community a healthier place for everyone to live. And making it a healthier place is like creating educational programs of how people can buy the proper food, or how they can get help from companies or organizations or food banks that help give food to those who are very poor, who are homeless, and who do need education, even in the high schools and elementary schools, going to PTA meetings or parent meetings and educating parents. So many do not know how to shop. They do not know what is the proper nutrition. So this could be a big project, not only for each one of our Lions clubs, but for our Leo's clubs also. So this is the 3rd project. The final project is protecting our environment. And what this means is to protect and improve the environment to make our communities a healthier place to live for everyone. I know here in San Joaquin County, we have days where organizations go out along our rivers. We do have some rivers that flow through Stockton, California, and our whole county. And we have streams where there's a lot of garbage. And people go out and they adopt certain areas of different rivers. And they clean those up on a regular basis. And also along our highways. And then we can also clean up areas and help with the homeless. That's one of our big problems here in America. I don't know about in other countries, but I'm sure you have homeless people. And helping to clean their areas, maybe even going and talking to them, giving them information how to keep their areas clean. And then we want to have a clean environment so that our rivers and our streams for our fish are clean and healthy. And these are some of the environmental things that we can do. And so I hope that everyone out there is thinking about these 4 challenges for our final months of our centennial. And then I would like to also talk to our California MD4 people. All of our we have a convention coming up this weekend. The 9th through the 14th, the convention is going to be the 99th MD4 convention for 2018 in San Diego, California. And it's going to be at the Crown Plaza Hotel, San Diego in Mission Valley. So I hope that those of you here in California that can attend the convention will attend. And it's going to be a wonderful convention with lots and lots of wonderful information and wonderful speakers. And then also for my district, we have a convention coming up also here on the 23rd and 24th of February. For those of you that belong to District 4A1, our meeting is going to be in Oakdale, California. So I hope all of you will attend that can, and tell us about what's going on in your clubs. And we will be having reports from all of our district chair people at this convention. And then again, I do want to talk a little bit more about the student speaker contest that we have here in Stockton, California. This is a great opportunity, and I think other states and other places may have similar contests. These are for students from 9th to 12th grade. And every year, all of our governors for each one of our districts here in California get together and they think about different topics that students can relate with what's going on in our communities, in our state, in our country, and worldwide. And so this year's topic is called Integrity and Civility Play What Role in Today's Society? Now, I know some of us have to look up the words integrity and the word civility. And when you do look that up and understand what they totally mean, you will see how important these two topics play a role in today's society. And this is what our students are making their speeches about. And we have, at this point, we have 6 levels. And those levels are the club level and the zone level, region level, and then it goes to the district levels. District contest, the area contest, and then the final contest is the MD4 final contest. This is for students to gain scholarship money. And by the time the student who wins at the final MD4 contest level, that student will receive or will have received a total of approximately $21,000 in scholarships. So this is a wonderful contest. And here in California, we have this contest every year. And I hope that if any of you in other states, other countries have the same kind of scholarship programs, would you please contact me? My website is for my Facebook. Is it on my on the show? It shows that? Okay. I believe that my Facebook page is up there so that you can see. It's Connie Flolo-O'Day. And you put that into Facebook and you will get my Facebook. Please send me your information. I would love to know what your clubs are doing all over the world, because it's people are watching our show that are not lions, that may want to become a lion. And they would like to know if there are lions in their country or in their state or in their city. So if you've got information, please send it to me. I'd love to give you a shout out and talk about whatever you're doing, because we need to let the world know that we are there to serve them. I also would like to just give some information about some local Lions clubs here. Sonora Lions Club. In fact, I have 2 of their representatives coming to my Lions Club meeting this Wednesday, and they will be talking about some of their environmental projects that they're doing. This is in Sonora, California, up in the Mother Lode Gold Country of California. That Lions Club is very busy all the time. Well, they will be having a wonderful Dusty Rhodes Chapino dinner at the Elks Club on March 30th. And I hope that those of you that are in our district that are able to go would please contact Sonora Lions. And it will be March 30th at 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. One of their best dinners. That's the Dusty Rhodes Chapino dinner. Also, they're going to be having a great omelet dinner. And it's going to be not dinner, it's going to be an omelet breakfast. And they call it gourmet omelet breakfast. and it's going to be at the Sonora Senior Center on June 23rd. So, a few things to put on your calendar for now. And then I would like to say that on the it was on the 3rd of this month already, Stockton hosts Lions Club. Every year they have a spectacular, what they call Super Bowl crab feed. It's the night before the Super Bowl. And this year was their 21st annual Super Bowl. This club is, I had belonged to this club myself, very proud past member, but they are just about ready to celebrate 100 years here in Stockton, California, and being a Lions Club. They were formed in 1920, I believe it was 1920. Lions was started in 1917. And so they are in the process right now of preparing for their 100th anniversary. And we are very proud of you, Stockton Host Lions. And I want to give you a shout out, and I hope we get some of your members on our show coming up to talk about your upcoming centennial celebration. So today I want to say thank you. I want to thank Tom Petty, our councilman, supervisor, our county supervisor, for coming and sharing with us his helping out another citizen. Though he did get injured, he may have helped someone from being extremely in danger or even death. And he stepped up to the plate. We don't all have to step up to the plate where we have a confrontation, but stepping up to the plate in our community by serving those who need our services. So I want to thank you all for being with me today. And I will be here next Monday at 2 o'clock, same station, KXVS, the Voice of Stockton, on the Lions We Serve Live. So thank you and have a wonderful week. Bye now.
Thank you.